Do I need to turn my mic up too, or is it chill? We're good?
You should be chill.
I think we're good.
Is it fixed? Is it pogged?
I think it's fixed.
Everyone, look. It's only taken Nicholas LS Desazar
That's not even how to say it. How does everyone
7 years to figure it out, but my boy is growing. He's learning.
I'm basically the producer now.
He's learning.
I'm basically the producer.
Yes, maybe he did pay someone to teach him how to tie his shoes and tie his shoes for a while, but eventually he learned how to tie his shoes.
Oh yeah. Wait, it says turn me and LS up.
That's probably me. That's me. Go ahead, say something, guys.
Yow.
There you
I can
go.
also go
No.
And
You guys are
you
good.
down.
I turned you up like 100, like 50%.
Test.
Yeah, you guys are loud. Okay.
LS is super quiet.
There we go.
Wait, what? I'm super loud?
Quiet. No, you're good. You're good for me.
You're good.
On the
I had to
stream.
turn you up. I turned you guys up.
Just yap at Degon, man. Get it together, man.
Degon, what the
Get it
fuck,
together, man.
Degon? I thought
You're
that,
flaming
like...
LS already, bro. We're 2 minutes.
Yeah, what the
in, man.
fuck, Degon?
Why the
You
fuck
think
are
this
you
is
flaming
face
him,
check?
man?
This isn't face check.
No,
on,
this
man.
is not face check. Hi, friends.
Background's looking like Mega Man X, by the way.
Yeah, it's good.
Like-
it's the return of great LCS.
Okay.
Nope, we're not gonna do that one.
What?
Hi everyone, it's Degon
Oh, I see
LS,
you
and for
on
the
the
first time
promo.
ever, it's Samuel L. Jackson.
Dom
Lourlo
has lost a
That's
lot of
me.
weight.
Yeah.
We traded
You guys,
out.
you guys know another Samson though. Be honest. Maybe you know one more Samson. I'm a Samson.
I know one more Samson.
Fuck. I thought I was unique for a moment.
I don't
Close.
know. I don't know any other Samsons. You're the only one. We traded out one TL guy for another TL guy.
RP Dom.
So let's explain why we're here, friends. Hi, thank you for joining us for our first episode of To Be Named. This is where we need your help. LS and I were chatting as I care about him dearly as a friend, as a content creator, as a human, and I enjoy making shows with him. And we weren't able to continue making face check the way that we were on the same cadence that we were going to before, but we wanted to make something, and so we kind of racked our brains to figure out, hey, who's someone that we'd like to bring on to have a show with, and be a recurring guest host, and might have good insight, and also bring like some interesting positive vibes to the LCS, because LCS has been like one of the best seasons in recent history. Whether best is subjective, of course. Does it mean we're winning worlds? Maybe not, but it's been fun. The parody's been there, the content's been there, storylines have been good, and that's what we're here to do, bring out a little bit more of the storylines and kind of celebrate LCS in all of its glory. So we need your help at home. What are we calling this show? We had some ideas, but none of them really stuck. So, friends, you're getting to see the first look. Yeah, we're figuring out the name of the show.
Tweet at us.
Yeah, tweet at us. Maybe this is we name the show differently every episode. Could be something like that. But yeah, we'll figure it all out together. But yeah, this is a new show that we're gonna make about LCS and kind of covering it the week to week, and generally try to paint it with a positive light. We're going to be a little bit snappier than some of the other shows that we've been on, which is always a difficult promise to make with LS. But I'm going to try to hold him to it. Actually, with both of you. Like, Sam's a big yapper too. But
Yeah, bro, don't get me started, man. I'll just start yapping about nonsense. But I think it's going to be... Dude, we need a name, though. What the hell do we name it? The L takes? Is this really the year of Lourlo? Yeah, we've been in the year of Lourlo phase for almost a decade now, bro. It's kind of crazy, though. Damn, it's almost a decade of Lourlo, damn. I'm not going anywhere. Lourlo's full toxic. It is very true. It is very, very true.
Yeah, let's read it. Okay, so we had L Takes, the LCS Exodia show, Let Him Yap. That's not going to age well. Yapping is
not going to age well. No, we gotta wait for Twitter votes to come in. We gotta wait for Twitter votes.
Okay.
It's totally fine.
I haven't seen a winner, the retiree round table. That's too hard to say. Isn't Lourlo 40 now? No. The breaking point, the X factor.
Wait, Chad, guess my age real quick before we start start the full thing. You know, let's see what they say.
Yeah.
Guys, how old am I? Go.
How old is Samuel L. Jackson without cheating? No cheating here.
Wait, do you know my age, Dion? You probably do.
Yeah, of course. Don't let his, 40-year-old stash fool you.
Bro, I'm shaving this shit next time. Shaving this shit. We're wearing the hat. Oh, fucking hell, man. Oh, no. Actually, you look younger than me.
I do. Sorry, bro.
You actually do look younger than me.
With a hat, you look younger. While we guess his age. This week, this first show we're doing, it's a trial run. We're gonna tighten things up. Obviously, we figured out the streaming tech. I'm very proud of you, Nick. That was really good. I thought we were so fucked.
Thank you. I managed to do it.
We'll cover LCS this year as a whole, this split as a whole. We'll go through our All-Pro votes, MVP votes. And then one thing that I'm going to try to push for, every week we're going to bring on a guest, a pro, generally a pro or a coach or someone that's busy, and ask for 5 good minutes. And just 5 solid minutes where bang, bang, bang. And the reason why we would do 5 minutes or maybe like 7 minutes is that we know it's not going to be long. We got to get through the questions and ask the hard-hitting questions. So we will, yeah, that's what we're promising for the show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sam, what's the answer?
No, I think there's a lot of untapped insight, with getting coaches and getting pro players that, I don't know, I feel like since LCS has been this good this year, in my opinion, I feel like LCS, like, since 2018, LCS was, like, 2016 to 2018, LCS was in, like, its prime, especially when franchising hit, but I feel like there was kind of a drop-off with COVID. I feel like COVID kind of stripped away, like, the magic, at least for me, with LCS, and I feel like it's getting that resurgence now, with, like, the addition of Mark C, too. But no, there's so much. There literally is just so much room with, like, bringing on pro players, bringing on coaching staff. I feel like there's just so much insight that's just untapped, and I feel like we can do that here. So,
sweet.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Good. I meant, what was the answer on your age? People who did all the guessing.
Oh, fucking hell, man. I'm 25, guys. You're all wrong. Actually, no, a couple people are right. Are you 35, Dion? No way, right?
Yeah.
You're 35. Damn, you're looking fucking young. You're looking good.
Thanks, man.
How old are you? You're 20. Not bad, man. Not bad. That look. Okay, let's not go there. That look, bro. That look. Damn, that put me. I went in the grave with that one, bro. Oh my god. Okay, you're looking good too, man. My bad. My bad.
Wait. How old do you think I am?
I thought you were like 26.
A year older than him? Or than you?
I don't know. Okay, maybe you're like 29. I don't know, actually. I actually
see. He's only actually guessing high because I've been around for so long. Okay.
So is he though.
Younger.
Yeah. That's actually true.
Yeah, I thought you're like my age though, like 26, 27. If I was honest guessing.
No, I got those salmon semen injections. Wait, I'm not even kidding, by the way. I'm not even kidding.
They just dropped your age by 10 years, bro. Maybe okay.
No. I get polynucleotide injections every couple of weeks. Yeah.
No, I was asking you about like some like skincare advice because I've always struggled with like skincare too in general. Like my
wait, was it you in Korea that messaged me?
I was asking you. I was messaging you a little bit.
Yeah, and I told you.
Yeah, you were telling me that shit. No, I actually am always trying to like fix my skincare because in the past I had like the worst skin ever. So I'm like always trying to stay on top of shit. But no, I was
the amount of
asking
boot campers that come out here and actually message me for that it's actually a real. I'm not gonna put anyone on blast. So many pro players will actually
give us
ask
one.
me.
Give us one.
To go with them.
Give us one.
Huh?
Give us one. One pro player.
Give you one.
One pro player.
Because your skin always looks good, so I'm like, why not ask? If his skin looks that good, I gotta ask you what you're doing. Like just.
Well, you know what? I was actually here. It's not a pro player, but it is a boot camper. I was supposed to go with Nick Itch and Sanchovies. They wanted to get the same injections that I get, but I told Nick Itch that like you can't just get the injections once. You have to like keep getting them.
You were telling me to get something more tame too. It was like aqua peels. I think.
Aqua peel, yeah.
Yeah, you're telling me that, which is way more tame. You can use that like.
That is pretty tame,
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was something I was actually looking into just to see what it was because I'd never heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
Seemed kind of cool.
Aqua peel is pretty good. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Skincare, baby.
Wait, what's your wait? I'm kind of. Do I Google you? Is your age?
It's probably on Wikipedia.
You're 29, man. We're not gonna say you're 30. Nah, you're hitting the 20s. Damn, I really thought you were like 26, 27 though.
The other thing that we were talking about before we started chat, and you can help us decide this, is who's gonna bald first. Here, we'll go through all 3 big boxes here. Who has the weakest hair follicles? Is it me? It's not me.
With the Johnny Bravo head. Like,
bro, we both got like the mega mind, bro. Honestly, we got the forehead game, Digon. We both got that shit going. It's always me. We're fucking.
Well, it's because, you can see ours. Like, we can go to option number 3 here.
It's Lourlo for sure.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm for sure balding, guys. I think I got 5 more years. If I'm 35, I'm probably... Bro, I'm wearing a hat perma. Okay.
Enjoy the hair while you got it.
I'm not taking this off, man. I'm using a different mic. Is this mic bad, guys? Chat? I usually use a different mic.
No, the mic's good.
It's good? We chilling? Oh, I bet.
I think the other thing is that, do you see the mic placement? Like, LS's mic is in his face.
I don't know what I'm doing, bro. I could ASMR or something.
Actually, that sounds a lot better when you do that.
It sounds better when I hold it like this. Just hold it the whole time.
Chat.
sounds a lot better, yeah.
One's in the chat if this is better.
Yeah, it's a lot better, yeah.
Just hold this for another 30 minutes.
Okay,
I got this, guys.
That was too much.
Okay.
You need a stand. You probably need a stand.
You need a stand, dude.
Oh, cool. We'll get that going.
All right.
For episode 2.
Nice. See, one's in the chat popping off. Okay. Well, let's get to it. LCS, guys. It's been a fun year. A lot of changes have come down. Best of ones still here. The waiting time in between, pre-recorded drafts, first to patch, which has been something that has never been done before. I think was really cool. They had the face-off cage match. If you liked that stuff, Sam, did you ever, or for both of you, since we've been coached for a while, did you guys ever play in the old Santa Monica studio, or was it Santa Monica studio that had like the desks, the sleds that were like right in front of each other, or did you always play on the stage?
I never played in like the OG one, but there was in 2017 there was the 2-stage setup. They had the dual. Do you guys remember the dual stream for LCS?
Oh yeah.
It was like and then we would play like there was the main stage, which is kind of like the normal stage right now, and then there's like the secondary stage, where it's like more of like an intimate, like everyone was like really close up. Like if you could hear all the comms if you're watching as a viewer, you could hear like clearly because you were super close to the main stage. But
that was where I did the interviews. I did interviews I guess I did in both, but whenever I did those ones, it always felt like the audience was like 6 feet away. So it felt that was like so much different than when you're on the main stage. The main stage, the audience was like 20 feet away. They're very far away. You can't really see because the lights are so bright. But did that change the way you played or anything, Sam?
Honestly, back then it felt like playing like that room felt like playing scrims. Like it was so small and it felt like playing scrims because the other one felt a little more, I guess, meaningful because it was a bigger stage. But I think the biggest reason they changed the dual stream is because the second stream just got no viewership.
Yeah.
Because it would be like a Dignitas, like I think it was like Apex game or something. I don't know if it was those two teams, but something like that. And it was like, bro, they're getting like 100 viewers for 500 viewers for those. And then the main game was like TSM when TSM was like booming back then. It was like all the viewers were on that stream, and then the other stream had nothing. So yeah, that was the main thing. Wait, speaking of like the old, that was best of 3. What do you think LCS should get best of 3s? By the way, I was thinking about that recently. Like,
Nick?
What's your guys' thought of best of 3s?
I don't think best of 3s are good unless they would do something with the schedule, like move it to 4 days a week instead of like 2, because I can't see an LCS day surviving where there's, I can't see an LCS day surviving where there's 4 best of 3s and potentially 12 games of LCS. Now, obviously, it won't have 12, but like, I think the argument about best of 3s is very, very, very cope. I think it's pretty dishonest about the amount of games translate. Well, not that it's dishonest. It's that I think it's very akin to like the Champions queue cope, right? They wanted it for years. They kept complaining, "Oh, Riot doesn't give it to us. Riot does give it," and then
no one uses
it dies.
Yeah.
No one uses it, right? I think it's the same exact thing. I think best of threes would start. The other thing is that we're in an era of League of Legends, and I held the stance on like the most recent like take, which was Caedrel's thing about the draft and LEC, which is it's a viewers first era, and it has to be that way because without viewers, we all have no jobs. That's just how it is. So whatever is for the best viewing experience or the best viewer experience needs to be the top priority. Because without sustainability and longevity, we're all fucked.
Yep.
So things that go against viewership are just not good.
I think one thing that having it as best of one in the way that they have changed it, especially with the pre-recorded drafts and getting into game faster, is that it feels like you can invest 3 hours into something. There are more people that are willing to invest 3 hours into something than there are 5 to 5.5 hours into something, or however long it would be. I guess the format would change, but then you have more days of broadcast, and we talk about this on every show, which I just don't think fans understand. It's so expensive to have the show that many times here in LA. Like, it just costs a lot of money for the equipment, for the people and staffing. Really, it's mainly those two things. And then the argument is, well, then why don't you move the operation to somewhere cheaper like Vegas or Texas or something like that? And that in itself is just a large investment to do that. Will the cost go down? Yes, but the upfront money is expensive. So I think these are all things that are being discussed by leadership now, these types of, whack-a-mole solutions. But as of right now, it's kind of like, kicking the can down the road for now. So
that's what I thought. My question mainly just because like I feel like they did a good job with LCS this year about just like cutting the draft, the pre-recorded drafts in general. 'Cause I'm like, there's room for more stuff, I think they did fill a lot of the content space with it. But like you were saying too, like I think it is like viewers first for sure. I think that was my thing. I think that LCS has been stepping up a lot this year, but could still do more. I think just more and more content, because I think I was talking to my one roommate, and I think a lot of LCS when it was at its peak is about narrative and storytelling, and I think LCS has that, but it needs to be stronger. Like, cause like when the drive comes out, like for Masu, for instance, I feel like a full fandom goes for that. Or like when EG was the rookie team going for that run in when they were BTL, like there was so much hype and fandom around that because the narrative was strong, right, and the storytelling was strong. And I don't know the complete answer for that aspect of it, but I hope to see more things like the pro podcast they have for LCS, and like the narrative growing, and just more room for players to just talk, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's good. And if you want to draw parallels, like that's what this 100 Thieves team kind of is. They're young, led by probably River, but then you get these massive performances by Sniper, who doesn't know anything because he's a dumb young kid, and it's very exciting to watch. And it feels like they're not getting the same type of coverage and excitement about a team that didn't have expectations doing this well, like an EG squad or something like that, being led by JoJo and Danny. And hopefully we'll get to continue to see them beyond this week, which gives us opportunity to look to this week of matches. We've had a long regular season. I guess not really. A quick regular season that put 100 Thieves at the top. Everyone was like, they're going to fall off. They didn't quite really get caught by anyone too hard other than FlyQuest and Bwipo just putting Sniper in the dumpster. But everyone else had trouble going after Sniper, and they find themselves as the number 2 seed. Who are your dark horses for this LCS championship? Let's say that FlyQuest is your number 1. Who else has an opportunity?
Do you want to go first, Lourlo, or me?
No, you can go.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I was telling Digon a little bit before. Okay, gonna sound crazy, but I still believe in my man contracts. I still believe in energy, even though they look really bad. I think right now, I feel like contracts in particular. Every time a big game has come up, he's always shown up. Like, keep going. But I'm a little biased because he's my boy. But I still believe in him. They're looking a little rocky, but I still believe in energy. But because honestly, like, I would have said Shopify because I've been a big fan of B-Boy too, watching him play. But they didn't make it.
Yeah.
But Yeah, besides that, it's like I'm not gonna say TL. I'm not gonna say like Dig. You know, it's like I was
I'm
looking
gonna
at
say
the teams.
TL.
I'm not gonna say TL. Well, Dark was like I'm not gonna say TL. I'm not gonna Dig right now. I'm not gonna say like 100 Thieves looks really good. Honestly, the biggest the joy I've gotten from LCS this year is like the culture of 100 Thieves. I think seeing that is
Yep.
like giving me a lot of, I guess, like hope. I guess is the biggest thing that LCS has been missing because, and I think a lot of credit has been shown to Golden Glue, but I think a lot more credit should be shown to Golden Glue because I think he's done a great job like facilitating that team. Because even if you look at 100 Thieves, in summer of 2023 with Quid and like how the team was operating before, I feel like the team is completely different now and the freedom this player has and like just showcasing like the product of environment type of vibe, you know? Like he's playing crazy good, you know? I don't know what you guys think about him, but I think he's playing crazy good.
Sam?
And
All right, sorry, Nick, go ahead.
No. I think Quid is playing. Yeah, I mean, I think Quid is playing better than he was definitely playing last split. I also think it's probably a lot easier for him to play with how everyone's playing on his team this split compared to like last, right? No, yeah. I mean, I completely agree with you about 100 Thieves. I think 100 Thieves are the most refreshing thing to LCS in years. I like personally found that like last draft thing to probably be the most exciting draft that has happened in LCS, even if like we include like the C9 thing with Ivern and Soraka and stuff.
I don't know. Your draft with that shit was super fun, and it was to kick off a season compared to.
Yeah, so
I agree, not to
it was
glaze
like
you,
a,
Els, but
yeah, I'm giving you the glaze, bro.
on the broadcast right now. Not to glaze you, but that was the most fun I've ever had watching LCS when you were coaching that C9 team. Like I was genuinely like so hyped to watch. I was like, damn, this is so sick. Every week is maybe he's gonna pick something new, like try something new. That's like I think still what's missing for LCS, but I don't know, man. It's like
the stakes were different. The stakes were
it was
different.
just it was a different vibe. But also like you have to give kudos to the coaches now that are trying to build the cultural difference in NA that's been missing. And I think Golden Glue's trying to put that forward. And like you have to
it's
give
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's actually no small feat, by the way, to get like 2 Korean players, unironically, to play hyper non-traditional champions. That is actually a feat in itself. So I think like that's really cool. The reason that I'm saying that like I think that draft is cooler than the C9 drafts is like I basically said that's what I was gonna do when I got there anyway, right?
Yeah,
like,
but
I think
did
people...
it. Like you
I understand that, but no one
it.
saw this 100 Thieves thing coming. That's why I think it's cool.
Okay,
you know, does that make sense?
I think you are factoring the surprise factor a lot higher, and I think Samson and I are factoring the incredibility factor. Like it almost felt like what you said you were going to do, you weren't going to be able to do. But it's the fact that you've also had at that moment the track record of saying this is good. You've been on stream saying this is good. People have heard you. They attributed it to you. And then you went on stage and were able to do it. Like it was like a really long payoff. It was the long payoff, man.
It was the narrative too. Like I was saying, like, I think the narrative is the strongest thing that made people want to follow. Because I think you built the narrative really strong on your stream for like and that was like what, for like a year or two. I don't know how long you were co-streaming that until you ended up coaching
3 years.
At 3.
Yeah.
So you did build up a narrative like really well, and you didn't like stray away from what you believed in too, which was like respectable as well. Like, you know, you never like it's like maybe gonna work. You're like, this is gonna work. This is how I'm gonna do it, and I'm just gonna fucking do it, you know. and that was why it was so fun to watch. Like I was so fucking hyped, bro. I'm like, I remember I was just trying to LCS and watch every C9 game that split because it's like, what are they gonna pick? What are they gonna do? How is he gonna draft? Like, it was interesting. I think another thing too that you did well when you're coaching, not to just be like an LS glazing podcast right now, but I think you have really great like scouting for players. Like for real, you have really great like you scouted Berserker, you fucking scouted I think Summit at the time when he was playing like absolutely insane, even though people are gonna give him flack for sure. But
way back in the day,
yeah, like I played versus him in Champs Game. That guy when he first got to NA, he was fucking crazy. Like it was probably I played versus Zeus in Champs Game Worlds recently, and he was probably at that level when I played versus Zeus. Like when he first came, he was like, damn, he was that guy.
So fun fact. Gumayushi almost went to 100 Thieves in 2020. Okay, this is a story.
Wild.
And I remember the talks with John Kim, with like
T1,
Nemesis
T1
would probably be a
COO.
witness to this. Yeah. The late John Kim.
Yep.
And I really pushed for Gumayushi to stay. I pushed for Owner to stay. and like all this other type of stuff. So like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of notable people in the because I think it's actually really rare that I get behind a player. Like if people actually look at my track record. Yeah.
What's one that you've missed on that you're okay with sharing? And if you're not okay with sharing,
I wouldn't say that. See, it's like weird. I think there's like an asterisk on it. Like, and Lourlo, maybe you can like speak to this. I don't know. I think back in like 2015, right? 2015, 2016.
Gravity.
I'm 17.
Or CLG.
Damn.
Yeah. So 2015, 2014, 2015, 2016. There was a player called Moon. The jungler, right?
Yeah.
And I think at that time period, he was actually really fucking good. I think
he won Rookie of the Split. No, was that what he won?
No, I didn't win. No, he was. Okay, so there was in solo queue. There was like a little batch of play because it was like, so in 2015 in NA solo queue, there was like I treat it as like the first gen of like NA new talent because there's like the 2014, 2015 was like the OG players, like the After Moves, Damn Cutie Pies, and then like the 2015, 2016 was like my era with like Stixay, me, players like Moon, Dardock, Matt, like players like that came in. And it was like the first gen of new pros, I guess. And like Huhi actually too was a rookie back then too. But no, Moon was really hyped up. I think he just had some like stage nerves, which always held him back. But I remember scrimming with him too. I think he did come to Korea with us, and we did scrim.
So Moon got caught up in like I think a lot of really bad situations, and I then think that. Yeah, I mean, Moon just got caught up in a lot of really bad situations. I think a lot of very bad environments. And I think that with his personality type, I think that it afflicted him and degraded, like, maybe what he was actually capable of. I don't have regrets on, like, thinking that he was as good as he was, or, like, capability-wise. But, yeah, I think that would probably be the notable player that fell short.
We're talking about Galen, right? That Moon?
Yeah. Galen Holgate, I think is his name.
Yep. So Moon spent some time on TL and CLG academies, and then was most recently coaching. Yeah. He coached over at Radiance for a little bit as well, apparently. Okay, there you go. See, so LS humble enough to go ahead and call it out when it doesn't fully work out. But most of the time, there are a lot of things that have been attributed successes that go unattributed to at one point being scouted by
did you scout Alfari too? Was it you that scouted Alfari?
So my list of players that I've scouted, let me see. I used to, there's actually
I remember, so I was on TL 2016 that book. I remember scrimming versus Alfari, and he had so much hype. It was on Misfits, I think. He had so much hype back then.
Hold on. So there's Alfari, there's Apto. Well, I mean, I basically was the person that introduced Apto to the West, if that makes sense.
Yep, I remember through your training videos.
Yeah, there's an interview about it, and no one knows who the fuck he is, and like all this other stuff. Bwipo. What? So Alfari, Apto, Bwipo. What? Selfie. I guess Berserker. Summit would be another one.
Because Griffin recently, right?
Griffin's really recent. I mean, I guess I pushed T1 for Guma. Who else was there? I mean, Fudge. This is the weird thing. Fudge's reputation is so fucking weird right now. But it's so strange in that I do not think that there's any top laner for the last 3 years that wouldn't have just said Fudge was the best. Like, it's really fucking weird. His like public perception and like what people think of his skill level versus like what everyone domestically thought, and also even Fudge's reputation with some Korean players. So that's like really strange, right? So like
I think the thing that hurt him the most, I don't know if Fudge that well. There was like that international thing where he didn't play Champions Queue. I think that like kind of that narrative stuck with him where he like didn't play. Like that just stuck with him, at least from like the Redditor section, you know.
Was that 2021?
21, yeah. I think where he just didn't practice or something. They got leaked or something like that. I don't really know the whole situation, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Because that dude has put in a ton of hours since then to change that narrative. And it, you know.
Yeah.
I think when the payoff doesn't come off, it gets a little grating on it. All right. So we talked dark horses a little bit. We and then went off to storyland for a bit, which is fine. Sam, you didn't elaborate enough why, other than Juanito has the clutch factor.
Oh, about
NRG.
honestly, it was kind of friend bias for that one. I honestly just want to see Juan do well. Like for actual like analytic.
Nah, I mean whatever. You know, we don't have
Yeah,
to.
but it's just I want to see him do well.
Yeah,
I just want to see my boy do well, honestly. And also, he has always like if you the G2 set he played insane. I feel like he always does step up for the big games. And like NRG last spring did step up a lot on the big games. They lost all the bottom teams at the start, and they beat all the top teams. That's why they're projected to win the LCS that split.
Yeah.
Because their record versus the top teams was really well. It was like I think they won 80% of the games, you know?
Yeah.
And they always lost the bottom teams. I don't know what their record is right now versus like the top and bottom, but it's just not good. But I do think Juan, when he's on, Constructs when he's on, he's freaking good. He's the best jungle in LCS, so but
let's do all pro. What is your all pro votes here, guys? How do you feel about some of these roles? Because I feel like this is going to be some of the closest all pros that we can vote.
All pro, first all pro.
Let's do first, second, third. Let's do all three. Let's start with top lane. Let's do it by lane. Top lane, Whippo, blank.
Let's just do number one. Well, I guess we do all three too. We do all three.
We're doing your
Wait,
lanes,
before we get into this, have you talked to Inspired a lot, Ellis?
Yeah, I do. Why?
No, I just think he's so good. When I play with him in Champs Q, like he's so crazy. He makes it so easy to play the game. I feel like any team that guy goes on, he's just gonna make him number one. It's
not balanced.
Crazy. He's actually like the one player I play with. Like this guy is just actually broken to have on a team. It's insane.
Why? What does he do that makes it easy to play?
He just plans. Like when you think about planning, like as from like a pro player perspective, when you think about planning, he just makes your job so simple. Like he gives you everything on a silver platter. He plans everything. He's mechanically insane too when the skirmish does hit, because planning only gets you so far, right? You have to go into the skirmish and actually execute too. But he also does that really well. He's just fucking good. And yeah, just planning, execution, and that's about it, I guess.
No, I mean, I appreciate you explaining why, because we could say, oh, they won the Smite fight, or oh, his CS is higher, but it really comes from something. And so giving that little bit of background on, like, it's the planning, it's the preparation, it's the foresight on what the other jungler is going to do. It's very helpful to give that.
He's just really collected too. I think that's another thing that I don't know if it's maybe talked about a bit, but I think he has good leadership skills in general. I think like his just personality and persona. Like he's not gonna get flustered when the game's going crazy. He's just gonna like level head everyone and keep it cool. And out of all the players I play with in Champs Queue, from like the world's players and like even some EU players, NA players, like he was top 3. Like that guy I was impressed every time I play with him. I'm like, damn, bro, I want that guy as my jungler every game.
So how about this? And both of you can chime in on this since you're the experts. How would you quantify the differences between Inspired, who's about to be the 3-time MVP, and Blabber, who is the 2-time MVP of the LCS? Yeah. Both junglers, both win on their game, kind of control and dictate the game, but how do you describe the differences and what makes one better than the other, especially in splits where they're playing against each other?
You mean
there's like strength and weakness. Okay, so I think Blabber is just insane at his individual champ. I don't know what leader. I never played with Blabber. I played with Lumen in Champs Q as well. Yeah. But in terms of like planning and I think leadership skills, I think Inspired has that like more so. But I do think Blabber individually, when it comes to like a clutch moment on like a Kindred or like his Olaf, for instance, he's just absolutely insane. I don't know if Inspired has like a champion that comes to mind when I think about him. Like maybe he was like Viego a little bit, but
yeah, Viego. Well, yeah, his pentakill.
But
right?
when I think about like specific champions and like, well, you see this like Kindred for Blabber, he's gonna carry the game solo. I feel like Inspired's more like a big picture type of player, and he's gonna do everything more than just like one thing, you know. And I feel like you can rely on Blabber to just carry a game more so than not if he's on his comfort pick. But yeah, I guess that's how I view it.
I mean, so knowing both of them, I mean, Blabber. So I had a really negative opinion of Blabber until I went to C9. right? So it is really weird. I talked about this like on Face Check, right? Degon would probably know in the past that like I think that Blabber suffers from like some form of anxiety that causes like blanking, like something happens, right? When that's actually I think what is attributed to his int moments. But I have no way to like actually prove it. And obviously I wasn't around C9 long enough to like maybe do things that could maybe figure that out. But anyways, I think between the two of them, Blabber, he asks to do a lot of things. It's almost like it's almost weird. It's like he's a pseudo leader in a way, where he can definitely direct things and say what he wants to do and follow up on it. But he asks almost like for permission in a lot of ways. Or he'll just actually ask for permission or like say like, should we do this? And sometimes that causes discourse, right? Between everyone. Whereas with Inspired, to my knowledge, I think Inspired just sort of like does things. Like I know that sounds
at least
really
when I play
weird.
with him, he does just lead. I think that's what Doublelift does. I think it's why Doublelift has so much success in LCS 2 when he plays. I played a little bit when Doublelift came to TL for relegations, and he did to me. He reminded me of like what Inspired does too. They have like the same, I guess, way of saying what they want in the game, and it was like so clear and so easy to follow. And it's because they put a lot of thought and planning into it. Like sometimes you just talk to talk, you know, like the players just talk to talk. They say something and maybe you go for it, maybe you don't, but there's like a lot of intention behind what he's saying every single time. And it goes a long way, especially with League, because there's so many like just split decisions, you know? And if you're like, there's any adjustability to it, then it can just go wrong if you just leave out information.
Well, thanks for that, guys. You know,
are we doing the All Pro? Because I was over here making the All Pro.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I just want to ask you about that because I've been glazing. I think it's. I just want to ask that question. Okay, All Pro. My bad.
Yeah.
All right. So I have Whippo. So first team.
First
right?
team. Okay, so we're not doing position. We're doing all first team. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. First team. Whippo Inspired.
Yeah.
Quid.
Ooh.
Meech and Busio.
You have Meech up there. All right, we have a Meech believer. Finally, I'm getting destroyed on all these talk shows.
No. But so it was actually really close between Meech and B-Voy.
Yes, B-Voy's been the hot pick. That's been the sneaky one that people are like, oh, okay.
And
cool.
I think that people will cap and say that it's because he played the Kaisa build, but it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with like actually watching him in the games, and then just seeing what he manages to do, even when he necessarily doesn't have a whole lot of like resources or things going on. Which is always really, really, really solid and consistent. B-Voy, I think, is really close. I will say that I am like I'm levying some like bonus points because I do just think that Meech can play other things. Like even looking at his champion history, right, from when he played last year, and then obviously like his openness to do like the Kaisa thing and stuff like that. B-Boy, unfortunately, if that guy locks Kaisa, you know it's static shiv. So you know the Korean flag, you know it shines strong. You know, like.
Yeah.
I don't I don't think that we're gonna, you know, is what it is what it is.
Dang. That makes me happy. Because what you exactly just said about Meech is how I felt. And it just feels like it gets passed over because there are other players on 100 Thieves that have much larger impact on games. Like Quid is most definitely been very, very impressive with that squad. Obviously, standing out in the top lane are all the 1v1 kills, and then it's being set up and managed by River. So, like, that puts him at, like, 4th impactful player on his team. How do you give that the number 1 All-Pro nod? That's been a counter, which I get, but when I watch these fights, he's, like, by himself. Go ahead.
Kind of dumb question, but for the All Pro, sorry to interrupt a little bit, but for the All Pro, is it like best together or best individual? Like, how are you guys viewing it? Or a little bit of both? Is that how you guys are viewing it?
All Pro
like
is individual. So best individual, top, jungle, yeah.
It's just individual, right? Not like actual together. Because I was like, okay.
It's not you're making a super team. You're not making a super team.
Yeah, it's just the actual individual. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
What do you got here, Sam?
Honestly, bro, I really been liking how snipers been playing. But it's like I think I would put a sniper over Whippo.
Whoa.
Well, hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. I feel like Sniper in general has. They both have good champ, like insane champ pools, both of them. But I think Sniper in lane is more punishing. I don't know the stats to back it, but I feel like Sniper in lane most time is more punishing. But I was thinking also when I was like putting this together, that's why I was asking the question. Like I was thinking like as a team, I guess a little bit like Sniper and Inspired would do better together. That's I guess where my thought process was. Than Inspired and Bwipo. But yeah, I think it's really close for top. I think it's Bwipo Sniper like really close. But for jungle, I do think Inspired by a long shot. I just think that guy's the best by far for jungle. And then for mid, I'm a still JoJo fan. I like JoJo as my pick. I think he just brings so much, even if C9's not doing the best this year. And then I also do like Meech. Meech is my pick for AD. I just remember scrimming versus Meech actually like 2-3 years ago, and Meech was insane mechanically. Like I remember him playing Kog'Maw in his scrim, and he just straight 1v5 the like 3 fights back. I'm like, how the hell is bro just winning these fights over and over as Kog'Maw? And I'm like, is this real? I'm like, I guess it's real. We're just losing. But because it was actually like internal scrims versus Dig and Dig Academy back then. That was like in 2021. And then I think Bussio's just also insane. I think his in terms of like champ pool and just play, Bussio's absolutely nuts. Like watching Busio streams, he's just crazy. I don't think support competition in NA is that crazy either. So I think he's just above the level of supports in NA.
Interesting. All right. Well, I guess just the sniper call over Bwipo is the sharp one there. I'm looking. I think it's been interesting down on the bottom side of the map how much it's been not as dominant as we're used to it. So it does give an opportunity for someone like Bwipo or Meech Bvoy the opportunity to pop up and say something. Where's Masu in this? You know, how do you feel about Masu? Both of you.
So, I mean, I had Meech and then I had Bvoy. I think, like, after that, the thing for me is that a lot of the players just start to blend together that aren't, like, the bottom players, right? Because, unfortunately, like, there must be bottom players, and there just is. So the ones that aren't the bottom players, they do just start to blend together.
The first split where Berserker is blending together.
Yeah,
what was that game recently, man? With this word, he's like flashy. I couldn't believe that game. It was with Shopify. Sorry to like just go off the rails here, but like, bro, he flashed in and just melee ranged the Kaisa. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? And they're gonna win. That was like, I couldn't believe he did that. Like, I haven't seen Berserker do a play like that in a minute, maybe ever. I was like, damn, he went for that. I'm like.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard, right? I mean, there's Berserker, Masu, Tomo, FBI, right? Like, that's the remaining top players. And, like, it gets really weird for me because, one, Berserker is clearly just not, like, having it, right? Like, right now, right? He had 2 years of, like, clearly the best ADC in the league. It's not even close. And now, you know, something is obviously going on. The other thing is that C9 as a unit is also like a disaster, whereas FlyQuest as a unit, Masu just has a lot of support around him. I think that's like objectively true.
Yeah.
So it gets weird when you start to talk, I think, about the ADCs after Meech and Bvoy.
No, I agree with that. It's harder to like look at Masu with a magnifying glass. I think that's why playoffs will be great for him to we can see.
Yeah,
for a player like him, it'll literally be perfect to see where he stands because, like, when teams are that strong, especially when you have like a Bwipo and Inspired in your team, they kind of just even Busio too. You know, it kind of runs the course with how much comms and information they're giving. That it makes his job as an AD, especially in pro play, really easy. Like his job is really easy to perform. He's just got to be mechanical, you know, because that's probably like the least. Like every AD in most teams, like you don't have to say much, especially when players that are that vocal already. But yeah. Good shot for playoffs to see where he actually stacks up.
And then finally, who you got for rookie of the split? You giving it to Meech or you giving it to Sniper? Or Castle? Castle's been the other like popular pick.
Definitely Sniper or Meech. I think just give it to Sniper. But honestly, it's so close.
Sniper, I think, is running off of a lot of like the hype that he's had for years. Do you know what I mean? I think that's actually like affecting it.
Sure.
I think if Sniper did
Yeah,
not
it
have
is
this
true.
hype,
It
if he
is
was just
true.
a brand new rookie and he was doing what he was doing, I think I think it's a lot closer than like what people think that it is between the two. Yeah.
So yes.
I don't think that you get the castle though.
Yes, but remember at the beginning of the split, every single top laner was like, I'm going to shit on this kid. He's not good. Like, and everyone got shit on 1v1 except Whippo. And so like, and even the Whippo like 1v1 in the first game was super close. I think it's like a campaign. It's narrative.
So one of the things that I think is happening, and this is just my theory, right? Everyone knows that stage games are actually different from scrim games, and everyone plays safer on stage. This is just a known like phenomenon because people have like fucking job security. They don't want to be the reason for the loss. They don't want to like do all these other things. I genuinely do think that Sniper probably just has like the absence of caring almost, right? And I think that's why he's willing to trade harder or like in spots where people like aren't mentally ready for certain trades. And I think that's why he garners some like micro advantages in lane and then snowballs because he's just playing against a bunch of old geezers that don't want to lose their fucking jobs. Like I don't know.
No, you're right. That's why Jojo did.
Like,
That's why Jojo did so well. No, you're right. That's why Jojo did so well too. I think it's the
they just
same
don't
factor.
care. Right.
No,
right.
I know exactly what you're talking about. It's just like
that's what's happening.
It's like playing not to lose type of thing, not to play like it's to the limit, like it's fully to the limit. You know?
So but the problem with stuff like this is you send these players to internationals and they're playing against like the emotionalist fucking Asian machines that are just like doing like the optimal plays, and then they just, you know, it's not good. Like they get fucking smacked like Hercule versus Cell. So it's you know, it looks really nice domestically though.
It's a good reference.
Yeah, especially for his first split. I think it's especially for his first split. It's kind of crazy how well he's playing because he was like you were saying, Dion. He was getting a lot of flack even like the first couple weeks. Like he had that Riven game, it didn't look that good. His debut game, a couple more games, it looked kind of meh. But like this and like second half, like he's been looking absolutely insane. Like every single game, and he's just his laning's really good. He's playing really aggressive. He's making the difference. Like I would say majority of the games in a lot of situations. The non-emotional.
Yeah, chat's really loving that one.
That one's gonna stick with me. Actually, it's kind of true though. It's kind of true.
Where are Giga Chads at in the chat? Where are my non-emotional machines? They're all littered all over everyone that watches the show, obviously. Or maybe there aren't that many because it's LCS based. We'll see. Lots of emotion there. All right, that's pretty good. Samson, do you want to see if our guest is available?
Oh yeah.
We left him on ice for a little bit.
Yo, Edward, how are we doing, brother? Are we awake? Let's see. Maybe not. I didn't really say any. It's been like an hour. Oh God, Aki's might be not here.
Yeah.
We'll give it like 5 minutes.
Yeah, we'll just.
I think, by the way, what contributes a lot to General Cyber's success too for like newer players that are trying to get in the scene. I think his like process to going into pro, not only because he had Viper to help him like with matchups and stuff and like give him like the groundwork for it, but I think him going to Korea and taking like 2 to 3 Korea trips seriously beforehand and then really honing on like his matchups, especially for top lane, I think a lot of it's knowledge based. I think that's why he's playing so well on top of him just being good. I think his process towards everything was like almost perfect how he approached it.
Did you guys work together while he was in Korea, LS?
No.
Dang.
We like ran into each other in solo queue, but that was it.
That must be nice. I run into burger flippers. It drives me
Wait,
insane,
he
dude.
responded, Edward, yo brother, awake I am. Oh wait, we can get hold on. Let's give him the Discord or what?
Yeah, just invite him.
All right. So one thing that we're going to do in this show that we haven't named yet, which if you want to help us name it, please go to LS's Twitter and come up with a name and tweet it because we need your help naming the show. Get active pros onto the show. Come discuss what's been up with them, how things are going. you know, and in the middle of the season, we'll be able to try and, you know, grab like a player in between scrims or something like that. That's always fun. In between scrims or like during lunch break, because they got so much stuff boiling in your head. You remember what it was like, Sam? Like whenever I tried to get you guys to do shit like beforehand, it really looked like you guys were just so not there.
That's even, bro. I'm not here right now, man. I'm literally zoning again.
Yeah, and
Classic.
you're back.
What were we talking about?
Yeah, back to pro play. Did you give him the link?
He said, "I go now." Yeah, join in now.
Okay, great. Let me see if I can do this. Hey!
Yo.
What's up?
What's up?
Hello.
All right, give me a second. I need to get these boxes straightened out. Are you gonna?
I can use that actually as a.
I can't focus.
Hold on. Yeah,
perfect.
hold on.
I can't focus.
One second.
I'm
Let me
getting
fix
it
it.
together. No, it's not you. It's me. I need to get it together.
It is you. I'm glad you accept that though.
Yeah, you know.
Do you have cam, Edward? You can cam.
Yeah, I got you. Give me a second. I need to
Oh,
line it up.
perfect.
No worries. There it is. Get the Papega right there. Bam. And then open. Bam.
We got it.
Okay.
We got it.
There we go. There's one. We're almost there. Shit. Oh, that's what I'm missing. I'm missing the guest cam. Joining us for the first time, so on our show, which we haven't named yet. Eddie, we haven't named our show yet. If you have a name idea, let us know. It's Tactical from Immortals, Edward Robb. Welcome. Thank you for joining us, man. How are you?
You know, it could be better. Could be part of the competition still, but you know, still doing fine overall. Still confident.
Yeah. Unfortunate, but how did you feel? Like we're calling this segment like we haven't fully named it yet, but maybe like 7 good minutes. So we're gonna go in and throw questions at you for 7 minutes, so it won't be too long. It's not overly, you know, thought provoking or whatever. You can just give us reactions on how things have been. So
Gotcha, sounds good.
So yeah, let's have Lourlo start first. Sam, what do you have for our esteemed guest Edward to kick things off?
Yeah, you were telling me, bro. You guys are scrimming. We were literally playing ARAMs last night. That's how he's on this podcast, by the way. The ARAM connections. But I'm like, yo, join the podcast that we're doing tomorrow. And he's like, I'll think about it. And then here we are. But no, I was gonna ask you. You were telling me a little bit in that ARAM. You were saying you guys are scrimming through playoffs. Like, is that?
Yeah. So we're still gonna be scrimming a bit.
Yeah.
Until playoffs is over, because we think it'll be better practice than because every team will be trying, you know, because it's playoffs. Everything's gonna be really important for them. So I think we're gonna be continuing our project for our roster. So I think it's a good time for us to practice.
No break time though?
It's not gonna be as intense. It's gonna be like it's not gonna be like an everyday thing. It's gonna be more lax, like maybe every other day.
Yeah, because that's something like even when I was playing pro like 2-3 years ago, that was never like after season ended. If you're not in playoff, it's just like, all right, boys, we'll see you guys in 2-3 months.
Yeah.
07 later, bye. And then whenever we see each other in 2-3 months, and then so be it. User notification. So
Our
I
break is
respect
very
that a lot. I
long.
respect that a lot.
There we go. We got it. LS, what do you got for Eddie?
Well, I mean, all right. So I guess one thing that I can ask is obviously with Castle and Mask being there. I think one of the big questions everyone always asks on Korean-centric rosters, right, is like what goes on within the team.
So my experience with Castle Mask has been pretty great, actually. Contrary to what some people might say about other Koreans that come over, they actually feel really open-minded. It feels like you're able to actually like have a conversation or like debate about certain things like items, how we think about the game. I feel like they're pretty open-ended on that end, so I think we're happy with them so far because of that.
Is Mask really vocal too? Because I played like 1 to 2 game champ queues with him, and he was kind of vocal. Like he had a strong opinion, but I don't know how strong it actually is. Like because their English is pretty good too, right? Is it fluent enough to understand? Or like, how does it go?
He's like a kind of a shy guy, like outside of the game, but when it comes to like in game, he gets really into it. So like he can like get like guys, come, like he gets kind of like not like too talkative, but he gets really strong, like emotional strong. But your main question was just the how vocal he was, right?
Yeah, how vocal he was. I'm just
Yeah,
curious,
I mean,
like especially when Korean players come in, it's like they can be really passive and just kind of just play their game, and just
I think their English is pretty good. They understand like almost everything we say, so
nice.
you know
That's
it's
good.
been They talk decent amount.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. What, Digon? Go.
You got your question, man. Go.
Given the fact that shut up. Given the fact that you guys you have now, like, it seems like you will be continuing the project here with Immortals. This is going to be the first time in a very, very long time where you have the same support. One, what is it like playing with Ole? And then two, what is it like now getting to build rapport? Because last year you had Treats, and then before that you had Fleshy, and then before that at TSM you had Chime, and then before that on Academy you had Mia, and then before that you had Chime and Mia. That was like the last time. Oh, you had Shenyi. You had Shenyi.
Add your son. Shenyi, your son.
With everybody. Jesus.
Yeah.
And your son, like, people forget, like, the stability has not been kind to you.
I'm going through every Korean and Chinese and Asian player there is.
Yeah, what's it like having some stability there?
Yeah, working with Ole has been pretty interesting. He's I can't describe his personality. He's just Ole. I think we got to learn about each other, especially the last few weeks. We learned a lot about each other, which is really good. I think in the future we'll be able to work more efficiently. So, it's nice that we can keep working, and I think we can actually do really well. We just have to be on the same page and help lead each other on how we think about the game.
Oh, wait, hold on. I have a question. Okay.
There you go.
All right. Here we go. Because you're already eliminated from like playoffs, right? So
Yeah.
Who are first, second, third, other ADC?
First, second, and third other AD carries.
Yep.
He's got to look it up because he doesn't remember who they are.
There's no names. These no names, bro.
Nameplates off. Nameplates off.
Like, who are these guys in favor?
He says double
I
up for some
think-
reason.
I think Moss is doing really well.
Okay.
I think I can tell he's playing with confidence, and it really shows. A lot of things can be confidence based. I actually think B-Boy's doing really well too. I think he's positively. It seems from the outside, I'm not sure myself, but it seems like he's positively impacted his team.
Yeah.
And probably it's got to be. I think it's either Berserker or Tomo. Probably Berserker.
See. This is what I'm talking about. Okay, so thank you for your list.
Yeah.
It is valid because you're in their pro plan. All of us are pretty high on Meech. How do you feel about Meech?
I don't know too much about him.
Yeah, but like,
all right. The thing is, whenever we scrim 100 Thieves,
yeah,
we always completely shit on him. No matter, I'm not kidding. I'm not gonna lie. All right, let me double check. I think I'm like 95% sure.
Over some dude. Nice.
I'm 95% sure that our last 6 games with them, they did not reach 20 minutes.
Wait, how are you checking this? Do you have those stats?
We have
How
some
did you
stats.
practice Kaisa for that?
You guys are just fun just winning lane, and you're just picking Calista every game and just rolling them.
Yes, actually, I think one problem we had was our scrim results were kind of.
They were too good. You guys were scrim gods.
Tactical's turning into fucking Romain over here, leaking scrims like numbers, champion picks.
During playoffs.
Yeah.
Let me check it out.
During playoffs.
I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
Dude, this is so hard to check. Let me a second.
This is very
like,
funny.
yeah, exactly. How hard did we shit on him? He gets closer to the monitor right now.
We actually were winning 19 minutes every single game.
Okay. Dude, it's not showing the game time. Give me a second.
That game time can't be right.
Okay. I lied. The last block was not sub 20s.
Okay.
What was it?
But anyways, my main point was I have a hard time having a read on Mr. Meech.
Okay.
Interesting. That's cool. I like the fact that that gives some insight to us, just because when I watch Meech play, I feel like Meech, you and B-Voy all are in this holy shit, there is a trundle / some bruiser that is sitting on me and I'm left all alone to fucking like fend for myself. I think you have more support sometimes with your team, especially when I think about your Smolder play. But generally, I have visions of you three just being super left behind, not a lot of ability to do anything except hit front and make plays on your own. Yep. And I felt like Meech has done that the best out of the three of you. But if I guess in scrims is generally how you judge how you would vote if you had your all pro vote.
Yeah, that's probably how it'd be.
Okay, cool. That was good. We're almost out of time here. Give us a quick take on the hot start to the chilly middle. What would now that it's done and you're out of it, you had a little bit of time to process. What is the TLDR of this spring split?
The TLDR is many games when we are in a winning position. The most simplified way I could say is we're winning until we aren't. We play well until we don't.
All right.
Based.
That's the most
I didn't
simple
know
way to
Star
say
had
it.
a son.
I'm dead, man. I can't right now.
Come on. All right. Well, then what is the takeaway? Is there positive takeaways from the fact that you guys are aware?
Oh yeah. Don't worry. I'm aware, and I'm pretty sure everyone is as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't spoken as a team yet afterwards, but I think.
Wait, you guys got eliminated, but you guys didn't have a team talk?
Well, we talked right after the match.
They haven't had like an off-season debrief.
But like we haven't had like an official like 5-5 or 5-man debrief. We just finished doing some one-on-ones, and that's about it.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Eddie, thank you for your time, man, and being our first guest on the show. What should we name it?
This is hard. I'm not good at these things.
I feel like you're just really good at blurting shit out, though.
Yapping?
Yeah.
Fucking do.
Yeah. Lourlo's on it. LS is on it. The best interviewer in the LCS is on it. Come on. You can come up with something.
Dude, this is too hard.
With
I
this
can't
show,
think of
bro,
one.
we just get every guest to try to come up
man.
with a name until one of them comes up with a name. So it's the incognito show until one of our guests picks it for us.
I want something that lasts. Like, okay, I know. There was like a show called Jesus and Mero. It was like two guys from Brooklyn, and basically they'd have their guest.
What the hell are you saying?
They have their guest come on and say, like, give us like a phrase to live by, and then the phrase would like pop up. So yes, we're doing it. We're adding it. I'm adding it. So Eddie, what is a phrase to live by, or like just a phrase to give to the audience of fans? Your phrase is gonna be the first one.
The phrase.
Yes. Whether it's like about your career, about your life, about your teammates,
something
about where you're at
motivational,
right
bro.
now.
Just start preaching.
I don't know, like just always have a championship mindset. It's like a meme in our team about always having a championship mindset.
That sounds like a Robert Yip special. Championship mindset.
It's actually Mr. Sharks' special.
Oh, is it really? All right.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Sharks. Eddie, thank you so much for being our first guest on the show. We appreciate you, man. And thanks for, always being willing to share. One of my favorite people to interview. Best of luck with the scrims and next split.
Yep. Thank you so much.
Thank you, bro.
Goodbye.
Bye. All right. Eddie, everybody, that's our first guest.
That was not bad for like
good.
last second, just randomly DMing him. I think that was
Just randomly getting in here, yeah.
literally DM like, yo, 1 hour and a half. Okay, and just showed up. Perfect.
I promise.
Excellent.
Hopefully, we won't be doing this every week with the last secondness, but we'll have the guest back on.
We can get Sven next week. I can get Sven.
Sven, done. Boom.
Done.
We can ask him how he feels about taking my job as best host in LCS, because if you haven't seen it yet, go watch Pros. Probably one of the best pieces of content LCS has been putting out consistently.
True.
And when he hosted it last week with Core JJ, Jensen, and Contracts, he was needling everyone. No one was safe. And they needled back because He's not in the league. So that shit was all very funny. So go watch that.
Wow, the one with Ven has the most views, and it came out 2 days ago.
It was
Yeah.
very
Fucking,
good.
bro.
It was very good. It was very good.
Yeah, that's good.
What else we got? I think that's it. I kind of like it there, unless you want to tell a story. Do you have a quick story to tell about LCS? Either one of you? What is an LCS behind the scenes thing? Well,
Yeah, I don't know. Ask a question. How about this? I'll answer any question behind the scenes.
Samson, you ask.
Oh, any question on the spot?
Yeah.
The only thing that is off limits is
hold on.
Mickey. We cannot talk Mickey.
Oh yeah, don't
Why
talk
can't we
about
talk
Mickey
Mickey?
right now. Any LCS story? Let's not talk about Mickey right now. Hold on.
I incepted you now. That's all you're thinking.
Yeah. No, I'm just, all I gotta think about, bro. Fuck. I want to say something about C9, like when he was coaching C9.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think though. I guess how was it like bringing up the like obscure picks, like draft picks originally, when you like wanted to like pull out a draft? Like what was like the initial? Well, people were like, what the fuck is he yapping about? Or like were they all kind of for it?
So in December, there was a Google Doc which had all the champions that I asked them to look at and like consider playing, right? And so this was when I had stayed behind.
In Korea.
So I had stayed behind in Korea, and we formed Korea 9, which was
I remember
Summit,
watching
Malice,
or like hearing about it,
me. Yeah, Summit, Malice, me in mid lane, and then Berserker and Winsome. And I had made a Google document, and it had like a list of champions that I asked them to consider playing. And on it was like Draven, top lane, right? Aphelios top lane. And there was even like Yumi, because this was that the fairy charm Yumi top that like couldn't be moved, right? In some matchups. And Summit like scoffed at it initially. Yeah. And then we were doing in-house scrims, and the enemy top laner that we had could actually play Aphelios and play Draven. And Summit couldn't win versus either Aphelios or Draven. And then we just always had a problem in mid-game where, you know, Aphelios is like level 14 or Draven's level 14, 2 levels up over Summit. And he would just say like, oh, can't win. Like, can't beat these champions. But then he would not want to play it. Play against it, and he would say that it's like a jungle thing, right? But then, so because he wouldn't play Yumi, I played Yumi in scrims in mid lane versus Akali. And I would go down like 30 CS, 35 CS or something, but then I'd outscale, right? Because I'm Yumi. And he just like we did this versus like academy teams, right? Because we were scrimming academy teams and stuff, and sometimes we scrimmed LJL and LPL and like other like random teams and stuff, but
yeah.
Basically, I had to keep playing a lot of the like really weird picks, or I had to like get practice teams that we played against to play the weird picks against us.
To start it off, this like
that
makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. That's
so
that's a smart approach too, especially at the start.
Yeah. So they were really adjusted to like Ivern, because Ivern was one of our most picked in like Korea 9 scrims in mid lane. They were really adjusted to like Cho'Gath, but we never used Cho'Gath in LCS. You know, there was a lot of picks, but yeah. So that's what it was. It mostly came because I just said like, okay, I'll just play it in scrims.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, because a lot of pro players are just so stubborn. Even myself, when I was playing champ, like you just want to play 2 to 3 champs and just be stubborn about it and just get really good at those.
Guys, I probably just pick me Jace.
Literally something like that. Or like,
oh my god, we would have so many fucking meetings, and then Loco had to fucking sit you down and be like, Samson, you can't play Jace all the time.
Bro, I don't even remember. Honestly, you have more memories of GGS than me, maybe, actually. I think we need to get some GGS stories from you, Degon. I think honestly, they're repressed, man. I feel like the GGS stories for me are like, I remember the Mickey thing. I remember some other things. I remember Loco getting fired. I remember.
Jeez, that was such a shit.
There was just a lot of coaching. We had so many coaches. I remember us not having internet for 2 months.
Yep.
We played at the Ride Studio.
Hard trolled because
my stream died back then because I couldn't stream for 2 months. It was just like,
I gotta really point out how crazy Loco's firing just like annihilated all momentum and everything that he had, like in the entire, like that was.
Yeah, you got.
We've never seen it. Like
We did face check. So we did face check for a year and a half. Face check was our idea. So it did continue on, but from a professional standpoint.
But after that ended, he was out of it. Like him and I,
Go ahead.
Him and I had some like really awkward calls behind the scenes. Like passive aggressive calls behind the scenes. And it was because I had known Loco since I first joined League in 2014. But yeah, I felt like the Golden Guard. I don't know. Honestly, like I think it's one crazy that I think right, the real story never came out, and then two that had the impact that it did. And then he just kind of disappeared. He showed up again, right, for the Summoning Insight, like 100th episode.
Yeah, but that's different.
Anniversary?
I think that's very different. I think when we made Face Check, and then we did like 2 seasons of it, and then in the middle of season 3, he was like, I don't want to do this anymore. His passion for it was gone. I really think he meant it, and I think that's just what happened. I think there was a lot, because I will, as much as, and Sam, I don't know how much you feel about this, but as much as there's all this other stuff about Loco, you've had Loco as a coach twice, or you had Loco as a coach twice. Golden Guardians head coach Loco was so professional. He was first one in. He was last one out. We did not go party. We did not drink. We didn't do anything except like a team dinner on weekends. And it was consummate professionalism. Again, this is in isolation. Outside of that,
I agree. Honestly, I'm like trying to think back to. No, I remember like the GGS days, and he always brought good insight too. Like because our team was still really young too. Like back then, like I was like 18, 19 on that team, so he still did bring a lot of insight. I'm just trying to think back honestly, like how he was. No, he was. No, I agree with you. Like think about it, he was professional. He was always trying to just did what best for the team at the moment for sure.
Yeah. Because he was him and High that were generally leading the ship, but High still respected the chain of command. And I think that really, he put his best foot forward. And I was very proud to be working with him at that time, because the person it was just like the shift. It was like a pro player, not even a pro player, just an elite competitor shift that happened, where it was like, yes, maybe I like to go out, yes, maybe I like to party, maybe I do all this stuff. He didn't do any of it. It was just this click on, and it was work every day. And
honestly, speaking of that whole situation, like after he got fired and we like got kicked off, that's why our team started collapsing, because we in the moment we all relied on him too to like lead for sure, like as being that coach.
And, maybe you don't remember, Sam, but I think we were 0-6 at the time. We were either like 1-5 or 0-6, but we lost 2 games only. It was first week. Was it first week or second week?
Yeah, no, it was first week. We lost 2 games, and I remember he got fired, and we were sitting at the freaking the breakfast table. Yeah, like where we had like breakfast or lunch and every morning. And then I looked over, I'm like, is he outside? Is he leaving? I'm like, are we gonna do like a review or something? Because we were going over the LCS games from the past week. I was looking at Juan because contract's on the team too, and I'm like, what's happening? He's like looking at me, he's like shaking his head like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know either, bro. I'm like, I guess we just lost our coach. I'm like, yeah, we did lose our coach. Okay,
17-year-old Juan or 18-year-old Juan. That was so hard.
It was rough, man.
Don't worry, we're gonna get a lot of GGS stories out of this one here. So stay tuned.
GGS is no more too. That's also crazy. What happened? I don't even like. They're just gone. The org's just gone. Like actually, I guess it is.
Golden Guardians.
Yeah.
What the fuck is Stixay up to, by the way?
Yeah, I don't know. Is he gonna come back? Well, Licorice too. Where the hell are those guys?
Yeah,
Licorice
what
on
the
LCS
fuck are they
podcast.
both doing?
No.
Maybe we get him on here. Perfect. Get him on the podcast.
That sounds like
Give
great
some
guests.
insight.
Great guests.
There we go.
All right. Well, let us know who you want to see on the show. We're going to have the Twitch VOD, or you will be streaming this live here on Twitch on LS's channel.
Yep.
And then it'll live over on Degon Esports as a recorded
on YouTube,
VOD on YouTube, so that you can go back and watch it and enjoy it. Thank you very much, everyone. If you guys have your suggestions for guests and name of the show, please tweet at LS. I guess all of us. You can tweet it at all of us and we'll figure it out together. But thank you so much for being part of our first episode of our LCS show. We'll figure out the name of it later. And we'll be back sometime next week. We're locking down a time probably after LCS to break down the matches that happened for the first round and the elimination matches. Someone's going home. 2 teams are going home. Lourlo doesn't think it's NRG. And we'll see if he's
gonna
right
win
next week.
Maybe. I'm not that confident, but I believe.
Cheers, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you guys next time. Bye.
See you later. Bye-bye.